He has one winning matchup. It's this one. It's the only character in the game that he beats. Now that we're past that, this tier is going to be pretty full. Potemkin is even. Zato is even. So I'll put them at the bottom. Worse than 7-3. Let's begin. Alright, that's actually not that bad. This is actually less than I thought. This could be a lot worse. Abba, I have no idea. If I could take Abba off the tier list, I don't know. IDK, she's too new. This character doesn't suck, though. Hold my nuts. Alright, fine, I'll do this. If that makes you happy. Oh my god. But then these numbers get really small, that's why. Okay, as long as you're not getting boomer about matchup numbers. Because what I'm saying is that boomers are not acknowledging how bad their matchups were. Like, bro, like, if you... Dude, that Sagat Kami video that everyone brings up. What's the Sagat Kami clip? Something tells me this is a little bit worse than an 8-2, fellas. I don't know. This shit might be a 99, bro. Daigo could win? Bro. Dude, the anti-air sweep is the funniest part of this whole video, for sure. The anti-air... Dude, Spin Knuckle is like 50 frame startup in this game. If this is your definition of an 8-2, then Zato does not have matchups worse than 7-3. These are 7-3s. If that's your definition of an 8-2. To me, this looks like it's a little bit worse than an 8-2. So anyway, let's talk about these matchups. Alright. So, Bedman, not by any fault of, like... So, okay, obviously, Bedman is not a very strong character. That goes without saying. There's two pretty important things. Number one, Bedman's jump is pretty low. Bedman's super jump is barely higher, right? And Bedman has a tri-dash, which is really good, but they don't have, like, other air actions, right? So, what that means is that Zato can actually fly above them pretty reliably. And their 6P got buffed, but it still has a lot of recovery. And they, because of their jump height, they can't meet Zato to air very well, right? So, that's plus number one. That's not actually as big as plus number two. Plus number two is that, number one, the needles. This is reflectable. And every single follow-up is reflectable, including on offense. And Drunkard Shade is frame 3. So, that even means if Bedman does this, there you go. You're going to have to believe me that the explosion hits them before Drunkard does, if they're on top of you. And if they do Beyblade, this happens. So their offense, because this is a frame 3 reflect, their offense is just, it doesn't work, basically, against Zato. You have to keep everything, like, completely airtight. And on top of that, Zato's really good at jumping and escaping because of Bedman's jump height, making them, like, weak at air-daring him. And Bedman's air-dares are normally pretty good, but not against Zato. So that's honestly it. Yeah, I don't know. Zato wins. There you go. He just invalidates Bedman's special moves. That's what he has to do. It's not even by, like, merit of his own character. It's just that his opponent's character doesn't work. Alright. Bedman's a much better character than Zato, by the way. But Zato beats them. A year ago, this matchup was 7-3, maybe worse. Zato, like, you could not lose to this character with Zato. Next, Johnny. So, actually, last patch, Zato won this matchup. So, you might ask what changed. Because there's a lot of things that Johnny does not have going for him. He can't dash block. Dash blocking is really good against Zato, right? That's about it. Actually. But that's pretty big. But, you know what he can do now? He can do this now. He can dash jump. So, Zato can't just do this to him over and over again and murder him. So, Johnny wins now. Moving on. It is honestly shocking that this matchup is only this bad, because based on tools, you would still think it's horrible. For those of you who don't know, Zato can't do anything about this. Drunkard Shade doesn't work. And this breaks fireballs. Where is it? Anyway, you have to believe me. The strike of it breaks fireballs, right? And Zato doesn't have an IED. So, like, what a lot of characters can do... I'll switch to Soul. This is a punish. Go back to Zato. This doesn't even work, man. He can't do anything. And he's got the 6 speed by Testament. So Zato is just basically just, you know, kind of dash blocking his way in the entire match. And neutral is horrible. It's like unplayable, right? But as it turns out, all this sounds horrible. But like, then you have to ask yourself, wait, what happens when I get hit? The answer is kind of nothing unless they spend this. So, whatever. You have a lot of chances. Testament only kind of wins. Slightly. It's still losing, but, you know, could be worse. Alright, Elphelt. Alright, so, this character is not bad. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm biased because I play Zato. You guys, Elphelt players don't know what a bad character looks like. This character's fast. That's really good. She has this. This is good. This is good. This is pretty big. This is pretty big. Pretty nice to have. She's fast. Fast, good against Zato. Her offense is good. With how little health Zato has, the offense is, like, you do not have to hit him that many times. Like, if you hit him and then do a Rekka and then RC that, he is 1 throw away from dying very often. 1 or 2 throws. Maybe I'm exaggerating, right? You know, like, I'm sorry that Elphelt doesn't beat Nago, but, like, she works just fine against a lot of characters, even if she's not the best character in the game. She has flaws. Oh, no. Most people who played Elphelt switched from top tiers. And that's why they think she sucks. Like, oh, you played Ram, and now you're playing Elphelt. Okay, dude. Oh, you played Leo, and now you're playing Elphelt. Oh, wow, so bad. Like, okay, dude. Shut up, man. I think these are 2 characters that I am literally the best player in the world against. Both Faust and Soul. So, I feel pretty qualified to speak on these. This is, by the way, corroborated by Mochi. Mochi himself said I am the best player in the world against Soul. At least in Season 2 I was. So, let's start with Faust, right? Faust is one of the best characters in the game at killing Eddie. This is really good. This is really good. This is pretty good. But it's mainly a lot of this. It's a lot of this, right? So, that's a big one. He's good at punching Eddie, like, through Pierce with this. This is good against Pierce. Items are pretty variable. Zato is actually one of the best characters in the game against items because of this, right? And if you get creative, you can really, really figure shit out against items. But yeah, so the items thing is really important. And the other thing that's important is Faust is really bad in this position. Because in this position, Zato will steal his turn with this, or he'll backdash, or some shit like that, right? To stall for Eddie. And Faust is really bad at fighting his way out of the corner when his opponent is minus. I think that's one of his biggest weaknesses. Another character with this weakness, for example, is Jacko. Jacko is really bad at this as well. And it's because their buttons that they have to hit to chase past layer 1 are very committal. For example, if he wants to hit my backdash, Faust has to run up 2H. And if I just do Invite Hell and then jump... So, here, I'll show you guys. Alright, so, here's an example, right? If he does this, I can air block it, right? If I do this, I'm out. And if I jump, he's dead. Or he's not dead because it's Zato now, but last season he was dead. Or he has to chase my backdash all the way with like this, which is really uncomfortable, right? So basically, Zato's reward, both on block and on hit, makes it really hard for Faust to match it. So it sure is a good thing that they nerfed Zato's P-normals, so he can't fight Faust with P-normals anymore, because that was kind of the whole thing. And it also is nice that one of the characters that's the best at killing Eddie doesn't have to worry about Eddie for twice as long. Real cool, guys. So, a big thing with Soul is that he actually can't use this move that well against Zato. Because Zato presses this button a lot, and this button, and both of them beat Banner Revolver. So that's really, really nice. And I don't like have to, you know, play the Banner Revolver minigame. I think that's a really big deal. The other really big deal is because Soul's moves are advancing. There you go, right? Because they're advancing, Zato having dogshit reward off his jabs is sometimes mitigated by the fact that you can counter hit with jab 2k2d, which is a huge deal. It's really, really big. Obviously, Soul has a lot of shit on defense against Zato, and because he has a DP, every single DP character beats Zato by default. So Soul might be 65, right? It's either 64 or 65. This matchup's obviously bad, but Zato beats him in neutral pretty hard, because Soul doesn't have good answers to just doing this. Well, maybe he does now, actually. Hold on, maybe I'm talking about my ass. No, never mind. Same shit. Yeah. So he has to run up 2D that, which is pretty committal. Especially because 2D will just lose to this. Or lose to this. So, Vivation 2 has Crush Lies, not this one. The first time I played Mochi, he got on the setup. Like, he got on a setup next to where we played. And he just recorded Zato doing this in training mode over and over again. And he just kept doing this. And he just was like, what the fuck, man? But, yeah, I mean, his DP, like, Zato went from the best character against DPs to, like, maybe the worst character against DPs. So, you know, grain of salt. If you say this is worse, I get it. I'm thinking of moving it up to 65. So, anyway, let's talk about Kai. I was just saying, DP characters, by default, will beat Zato, right? Kai is basically the shit I said about Soul, except Kai wins neutral. Because this button's pretty fucking good. Because Zato's poking with this. It's trading at best. Usually. Like, you can't stuff this move consistently. And because it has no recovery, this is going to happen to you a lot. Right? Kai is worse than this, bro. I'm moving him up. Anji's the only 65er, bro. So, neutral bad, right? On top of that, when Kai has 50, if I have the nerve to do this when Kai has 50 meter, I die. Because here, I'll show you what happens. Because Red RC is an unscaled... Oh, goddammit. Okay, whatever. Look at my health already. I didn't even finish the combo. Because Red RC is unscaled. Just some random shit. This combo sucks. He took 247 damage with no risk. If Zato has been blocking at all and has risk, let's give him like, what, 30? Sorry. I guess this still works. He took 300. Or doing a pose. Right? That's pretty fucking bad. So Zato can't play the game with Kaya's meter. Because Stun Dipper is also going to kill Eddie. What's going to happen is it's actually going to trade with Pierce. I'll show you. There you go. That's what's going to happen in neutral. So, you know what happens when Stun Dipper trades with Pierce? He does it again. He does this. Oops. Okay, why wouldn't you, bro? He didn't lose the meter for doing it. That's the problem, by the way, with DPRC in this game. If someone throws your DPRC, you don't lose the meter. Another thing is that Zato has to press this button a lot in neutral, right? Kai has some of the best jump-in reward in the game. Whatever the fuck, right? Alright, you guys gotta believe me, he gets a combo off this jump-in. ELDR. Right? Him comboing off this jump-in is fucking disastrous. I'm poking a neutral with 2S and I'm dying for it. You can, I know you. I mean, I know you can. It's been done. I've done it before. I don't have it in my hands right now. That's really bad. God forbid he does this in neutral. Oops. And then you're just fucking, wow, what a shit combo. I think it's like this. I don't know. Maybe it's that. I don't know, man. He dies. Just believe me, bro. He dies. Zato beat Anji, but not by as much as Anji players thought, because Anji players are bad. And I think even if Zato did not get nerfed at all, and none of the Season 3 mechanic changes happened, and Anji just got Fish, if Anji just got Fish, this matchup would be losing already. I'll explain why. So, previously, 5Ps were the only normals in the game that were safe to spin. You can't throw this. That's pretty good. So, that means that characters with 5Ps that they poke with, such as Faust, you should. I made fun of you. It's okay. Faust, Zato, Soul, Anji Mirror, Asuka, Mei. Why did I say Soul? I didn't mean Soul. Jacko, Testament, etc., right? All of those characters lost one of their best tools against Anji. What a lot of those characters also have in common is that if Anji spins this, he's minus, right? Let's pull the frame data back up at risk of crashing my game. Minus 54. He's not punishable, obviously, but, like, dude. Like, you can do whatever the f you want to him, right? He is in a bad situation when he spins a projectile, right? So, Bridget, Yo-Yo, Mini Faust, Eddie, blah, 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 right? This is plus on block guard crush. And you have to time a backdash. It's 3 active, So you have to guess his timing on fish. You're not guessing his timing on fish, bro. You're getting plus guard crushed. And it's a DP. And it's throw-inable, by the way. Unlike other DPs in this game, you can't throw this move. So even without any of the Zato nerfs or system changes, this matchup is already bad. And the reason it wasn't as bad last patch as Anji players thought is because Zato is literally the worst character in the game against Fujin. And has been... well, Goldlewis. Goldlewis was worse, but now he's not. This is not 2D. This is not leading to 2D. Especially after the Nagoriyuki buff, he is basically never getting a reward. He is 0 on hit. 0. For punishing the Rekka, you are worse on hit than you were for not doing anything to it. You're literally worse off punishing the Rekka. Most characters in this game do not have this problem. Ram players complain about 2K 2D whiffing. They can do 2K Daro. Shut up, Ram players. You're bad. Zato is stuck at 0 on hit, and there is nothing he can do about it. So his defense against Anji, on top of his defense generally being bad, especially against Fujin, is miserable. It's like, there's... Oh my god, Ben. So now that neutral is also bad because of this, and Anji has 10 million health, and Zato has exactly 0 health, there's no fucking... And Anji's good at killing Eddie with this. This move is good. Oh my god, this matchup is so ass. Whatever, man. Moving on. Alright, so I was talking about Millia for a second. It's hard to anti-air Millia. Imagine if your character doesn't have an anti-air jab. That's number 1, right? Number 2, Zato sucks against fast characters. It sure would suck if a fast character did this to him. Number 3, Millia has damage issues and doesn't like the rounds she wins taking too long, so she doesn't give her opponent too much burst. Good thing she kills Zato instantly, right? Oh, number 4, Zato really hates it when people jump out of his fucking offense. Good thing Millia has a privileged jump and can jump out of things other characters can't. I'm not leaking what. Zato really sucks against good backdashes because he's really slow, and 2S isn't active enough to consistently hit backdashes anyway. Sure would suck. I mean, you guys watched me play Walter. He literally backdashed my S button and punished it. Like, I tried to meaty him after invite hell knockdown with an S button, right? Like this or whatever. And he backdashed it and punished it. So he's backdashing my meaty, and then I lose the game because he backdashed my meaty because it's punishable. So Millia's win con is stronger than Zato's at the moment, while the neutral being is also significantly worse. Like, significantly. So, remember what I was saying about bad at chasing backdashes? This is a problem. That's 1. 2, remember what I said about Kaifar Slash? Apply it here. Same shit, bro. This shit is also insane at anti-ing Zato. This shit is insane at anti-ing Zato. You can't jump. Similarly with Asuka, Sin can just... Oh my god. Is it not a half circle? Yeah, it's not. You can just stick this out over and over again. Zato has no punish on it. Of meaning. Like, that's actually valuable. So you can just keep sticking this out and not ever worry about getting punished. And it'll just trade with Eddie by accident. Zato doesn't have a double jump, so he is, like, complete fodder to Sin close slash anti-airs over and over again. Like, if you have him in the corner and he's, like, jumping kind of late. Right? And it's because he doesn't have a double jump, so he can't safely do this and be able to block it. He would have to commit to flight, which will kill him, right? Yeah, I don't know. This matchup used to be winning. Neutral used to be like a lot better, but since Fire Slash is good now, so you're not crouching counter hitting this move anymore. Sin converts like crazy. Like Sin's wall breaking off of like who gives a fuck? Like it doesn't every hit, right? So the risk reward is horrible. Neutral is bad because oh my god, he's half circling it because I think it's Kabari. Neutral is bad because he can just do this. His DP has other shit that it does. That it does better than other DPs that I'm not leaking because Sin players, they're not gonna ever use training mode. They'll never figure it out. Oh yeah, Zato's punish on his DP is uniquely bad because Zato will have to punish DPs with charge dust, right? He can punish Soul's DP with charge dust. He can punish Kai's DP with charge dust. He cannot punish Sin's DP with charge dust. Zato's DP punish on Sin is miserable. You're not making him care at all. So anyway, I said I was going to talk about characters that Zato used to beat. So those characters are Asuka, Nago, and Goldlewis. This is probably the matchup where the flight nerf matters the most, because you can't land on Goldlewis. Dude, I'm getting so lucky. This is not happening. By the way, if this punches, like if this hits you, you die. Alright? So that's already pretty bad. You can't fly to stall for Eddie. That was a really big thing in this matchup. That's 1. I'm going to try and avoid the elephant in the room for as long as I can. No, I can't avoid it anymore. Yeah. You lose the game. It's like the shit I said about Potemkin, except the matchup is also good outside of that. Like, you lose the game. It doesn't matter. You're taking 40% on block, bro. And Zato builds you so much burst, you can do the... Oh, fuck. You can do this, Zato can get out, he can hit you, and you'll have burst. There's no consequence to doing this. This move, so what does Zato like poking Goldlewis with? This button, which got nerfed, this is a 7-frame move now, instead of a 5-frame move. Jump D beats this bit more now. 2S, which jump D beats. Right? Invite Hell, jump D beats. Zato has to guess 6P. Or Far Slash against jump D. Very cool. Right? Let's talk about this move. So Zato used to be probably the best character in the game against this move for a couple of reasons. Reason number one is that he used to be able to do this. And stall out the drone instead of just getting chased immediately. Right? So that's already pretty bad. You can't fly about it. The other answer is you could do this. But Eddie is dead for 10 years now. The other thing is, a really common time when Goldlewis players do drone is after burst, which will kill Eddie, and you can't bait it, right? So what'll happen is, they do burst into drone, Eddie is dead, and you can't stall long enough for Eddie to block the drone, for Eddie to come back and block it. Because that's what I would used to do. When I got bursted, I would just backdash a couple times, and then Eddie would come back, and I'd block the drone with the pose and sack him into drone. Because one Eddie gauge cycle is worth less than a security gauge cycle. I don't know, that's about it. This matchup is impossible. Like, I think if you watch it, you'll understand just how horrible like the risk reward is on everything. So what was supposed to happen against Nago is he gets 2 blood and you do this. You have to do this for twice as long. That's pretty bad. What else? He does this. Obviously, this is really bad. Oh yeah, so remember I said Goldlewis is the matchup where the flight nerf matters the most? This is where it matters the second most, because Nago will just do this over and over again. Also, Zato gets checkmated faster by this than any other character in the game. Because he has 0 guts, right? So once Zato's at like 40% health, Nago can just do this. And he's probably going to kill you. Because he's probably going to build the meter to convert off of the overhead. It's doomed, bro. It's doomed. His matchup doesn't work anymore. You can't zone him for long enough. Like, oh, you zone him, he just clone. Now you lost Eddie, and you also lost the entire game because Nago's running offense on you. And you can't ever get, like, you can't rob him because if you're under, like, 30-40% health, he just does the DP shit and you die. Because Nago can make you block whenever he wants to. Let's talk about Latif's favorite. So, couple things. This matchup used to be winning. Not very, like, badly. This was, like, probably a 55 for Zato in Season 2. I was definitely the best player at this matchup in Season 2. For sure. Don't at me. So, let's talk about it. Asuka 6P used to be a lot worse. It got buffed. That's one. So you could do this to him a lot. Doing that above cubes is... Oh, flight nerf matters a shit ton in this matchup. This was a lot more practical to do. Because you're not doing this. See? That's a perfect example. Last season, Asuka gets punished here. But you can't reach there before you run out of flight. No. See? Something really good that Zato could do is this. Right? That's pretty nice. Or if he's really desperate against Arpeggio, you could do this. But you can't sack Eddie into his spells anymore and expect the resources to work out for you. Because Eddie takes twice as long to come back, and you're just helpless. You can't do anything. Oh, yeah, jabs. Jabs are worse for hitting cubes, which matters a lot. It matters more than you think. His jabs are really, really good against cubes. Command grab and Amorphous damage being lower matters probably more versus Asuka than anyone else because of the way his health works. That's about all I got, though. Like, it's horrible now, but Zato just sucks, you know? Zato sucks. That's about it. Oh, wait, I forgot. With Asuka, Zato needs to bait his burst a lot because Asuka has probably the best burst in the game now. So, you can't bait his burst, GG's, you die. You get mated by 10 million spells, Eddie's dead, you can't fight back. Everybody likes to beg for buffs for their characters, right? In Season 2, with Zato, I said there's only 2 things I want. The 2 things I want is for this combo to work, for that combo to work, and for 2D not to be punished by supers. This combo is the least consistent on Ino out of every character in the game, and I cannot think of a worse character for it not to work against. And I'll show you why. When you check Ino's hover, you do not get reward. You don't get a combo. If Ino hits you with a hover, she gets a combo. That's, I mean, like, I don't know, man. Every other character in the game, if they check Ino's hover, she's taking like 30 or 40. Zato does 32 damage. 32 for checking hover. And it's harder because his jab is slower now. Like, what is that, man? On top of that, this move is beyond stupid against Zato. It beats summons. You can't dash, or sorry, if you dash, you have to block it. You can't dash block under it. See? This is not normal. Characters can do this. Which is a really, really bad combination. Really, really bad. You get under it if you FD break. Yes, you do. It's like an Axel 5P. You can FD under it. But if you FD under it, you lose your momentum. You can't keep running. See? Like, I would much rather be able to keep running and hold block, which is normal in this game. Zato is also really bad against dive. I shouldn't have to explain why. He struggles stands higher, so he's bad against dive. And he also does a lot of moves like this that will lose to dive. Or moves like this that will lose to dive. Or moves like this that will lose to dive. Why does this move lose to dive? Oh my god, this character's so ass. I'm getting a little impatient, and I want to talk about these more, so I'm just going to skim over Gio. She's fast. Baiken, basically the shit I said about Faust, where she runs away and is good at killing Eddie. Except Baiken kills you when she hits you. So, there you go. Like, Zato can run offense on her, but it doesn't matter. The neutral's just really bad. So, let's talk about Chaos. Moving on. Jacko. Axel. Remember what I said about Ino? Same shit here. If Zato dash FDs under this, he still can't punish it. Flight nerf matters a lot versus Jacko and Zato. Jacko and Zato, Jacko and Axel. Yeah, I mean, what the f do you do? Like, you can't fly at him anymore. Just lose. So Bridget, I actually do have something to say, because I'm very good at this matchup. Bridget is probably the best character in the game at killing Eddie. With this, like, everything, right? On top of that, remember how I was complaining about Millia's backdash? Same shit. She also has a DP. That's what I forgot to mention about Chip. Remember, DP characters beat Zato by default. These characters in Season 2 would beat Zato without a DP. So now they have a DP in Season 3 against Zato, it's doomed. And also her backdash is impossible to chase. So she's doing all this and running away from you, and you can't catch her, and her buttons beat yours. And also there's this. And also the haha funny, you burst and you win the game, right? Like, funny, I feel like these bad matchups, I actually have a lot less time to, like, I don't have to explain as much because there's a lot less Zato can do. Like, he just does this. This is all Zato does. If you want to play Zato Bridget and win, you just do this. Or you, like, do this and you wait for them to, like, somehow whiff 2H. That's about it. But, like, how are they going to whiff 2H when your flight doesn't last, like, any time, you know? Zato can't do anything about this. That's fun. This matchup was always horrible, partially because of this. Partially because she has probably the best jump in the game. Probably. If not her, then it's May. This is bullshit. This kills Eddie for free. This shuts down any summon. She's super fast, and she can just run across the screen and do this, and it doesn't matter. Like, there's no consequences. You can't jump over it. This beats your 6P randomly, which is, like, the one normally you're supposed to use. I got, like, my copium was so crazy that I started beating Ram 5H with jab, which they aren't even letting me do anymore. They nerf jab. I was beating Ram players pressing 5H with my jab, bro. Are you kidding me? What else do they want from me? But that wasn't bad enough. Let me show you guys something. What do I do? Wild Assault? I'm reading this, by the way. I'm +3. I think you actually can if you're close enough. You can do this at different spacings. Yeah, it works. It's jump S, not jump P, but yeah. But I can't react to this personally. This has to be on a read. I'd rather Amorphous. Because otherwise you just whiff a jump D and you lose 50. Like, I think it's worse. Like, even if Ram didn't have every other thing that's broken about this character, Zato just loses to this move. I can't. Maybe other people can. My reaction time is bad. Like, physically, I'm not coordinated. By the way, the projectile reflect move does not work, if you were curious. Nago clone works, by the way. Zato's always been, you know, weak at anti-airing. That's kind of his thing. You can't do anything against this. You can't do anything against this. Especially this. You can't do anything against it. You can't do anything against this. Remember I was complaining about impossible to chase backdash? Everything Zato does is counter hit state. Like summons, invite hell, blah, blah, blah. So you're oh my god, I'm duck shit. You're gonna die to this, and you're gonna get hit with Dolphin in the command grab, and you'll die. You'll literally get TOD'd, and you can't burst it. If I can make fly longer than Zato, I wish I knew, bro. You can't do shit about this button anymore. I mean, you couldn't before, but especially now. You can't contest this button. I wish I could be, like, more, you know, more articulate, more in detail, but, like, dude, where do you even start? This is the most doomed one, which is crazy to me, because this matchup was, like, probably not even top 5 worst in Season 2. Chat, what does Zato do against this move? This is a mid, by the way. This isn't going to connect. 6B does not work. Chat, what does Zato do against this move? He armors it. He punishes it. Jump S is not working. Pierce and RPS after. Hard call out 2D. Invite hell. I'm -4. Base Eddie drills. So, great, whatever. This has always been the case. Zato has always been the worst character against this move, like, period. The other move that Zato is the worst character in the game against is this one. 1 fireball is 2 drills. Why not reflect? I'm so glad you asked. I'm -40. You have to jump before you see it. You will get anti-aired if you, like, try to react with jump, you'll die. If you're here, good luck punishing it. Like, at the range where he throws it. He won't throw it here. He'll only throw it, like, here. Even if I jump this on a read, I can't get there in time. So, I can't summon Eddie at neutral. By the way, if you guys were asking about this, you have to do it later because opposed gets stuck in the hit stop of the fireball. So, at this point, Leo can just punch Eddie. Like when you drunk shit him over. This is sending Eddie to die. This is not actually winning. If you oppose the fireball and then send him over. Leo has 1,000,000 HP. He does more than enough damage. Against some characters like Nago, he has damage issues. He does not have damage issues against Zato in the slightest. You used to keep him out with 5P. You can't do that anymore. 5P is slower. I've been asking this question a lot, but what the fuck do you do? He's a DP character. DP characters will beat Zato by default. I don't know, man. I don't get it. It's 0 at this range, by the way. Oh, yeah, his dash block. Yeah, he has arguably the best dash block in the game. And that is very useful in neutral and in offense. I'm not going to explain why, because Leo players are stupid. They can figure it out on their own. When Zato's fighting Leo in back turn, it's like, oh, Leo can't block in back turn, right? So you just, if you mash on him, he can't do anything. What happens when you mash on him? You're +1 on hit. Max range, you're +3. You're +1 on hit. Cool. You know what he's going to do? He's going to reversal dash block, and then you lose the game. You're not winning when you mash on him. The only way you win by mashing on him is if you air hit back turn H. If Zato calls out, I mean, it's like the Eno thing, right? Pierce is actually pretty consistent on Leo, so you can get the juggle on him if you call out back turn H, and you do it fast enough. Yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you do, bro? You can't jump at him. Leo 5P is God. You can't deal with this move. You can't with this move. He's gonna dash under you if he has to. Like, there's no, you can't. Oh, you can't jump against him on defense because of this. This will just anti-air you. It's like I was talking about with Sin Close Slash. Same with May Close Slash, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I don't know. No future. I hate to be this, like, matter of fact and, like, take this little time explaining it, but, like, he can't. What does he do? So let's take a final look at this matchup chart. God, this is miserable. What's there between Asuka and Chaos? Zato still has some good traits against Asuka, I'd say. For example, like, he's really good against 2D. He gets crouch and counter hit. He can fly over 2D. Like, if you do Invite Hell, IAD, Jump K, and Asuka blocks Invite Hell and does 2D, which is pretty standard, you get counter hit, Jump K on him, so you get 2K 2D. You get to do your offense again. Asuka's backdash isn't anywhere near as annoying as Chaos's backdash. You can oppose cubes. You can't oppose the gun. Yeah, I mean, Bedman's the only matchup where Drunkard Shade works. That's why he wins. Drunkard Shade doesn't work in it. Well, it works against Kai. But other than that, Drunkard Shade doesn't work in any of these other matchups. So, yeah, I'm very sorry that I was not articulate enough. Because, I don't know, talk about this shit gets me upset, bro.
It's not fair.